Good afternoon, students. Let us straight away go to your page number 128, 128. The next topic, that is transition in European society. All right, let's see what this topic has to offer us. From the 17th century, many new ideas, philosophies, and institutions started gaining popularity. Subsequently, sweeping changes occurred in the general outlook, perception, and worldview of people. These ideas, philosophies, and institutions also inspired people to look for new means and technologies of production and undertake expeditions to distant land. Underline that, these ideas. I'll explain you first of all, underline. These ideas, philosophies, and institutions also inspired people to look for new means and technologies of production and undertake expedition to distant land. Alright. They gradually realized that this distant land could open up sources of raw materials for their domestic industries and help them to discover new markets for the consumption of their products. Underline this as well. Why am I telling you to underline? You'll get to know after the end of the paragraph. The term modern was originally used for the period of European history that encompassed all these developments, starting with the collapse of the medieval feudal system and culminating in the Industrial Revolution. So, the term modern was originally used for the period of European history. Underline this. In world history, the modern period includes a number of other important events, such as the American War of Independence, held in 1783, the French Revolution, 1789, formation of Italy and Germany, and also the two world wars. All right, Europe. All right. No, I was just going through the previous section that we had in the previous class. So basically, Europe. Europe is not a country; it's a continent. Like I hope you know, there are how many continents that we have. Asia is one of the continent, and India lies in Asia. Likewise, Europe is also one of the continent where, if you see today, the present society, somewhere around, I don't know exactly, but I believe 20 to 30 countries you'll find in Europe, like Sweden, Holland, Denmark, what do you call, Switzerland, Poland, France, Germany, Italy, Russia, and this what you call Britain, and so on. So yes, there are approximately say 20 countries in Europe. Okay. Now, from the 17th century, this is 21st century, to 17, 18, 19, 20, 21st, 400 years ago. So 400 years ago, in the European society, many new ideas, philosophies. What do you mean by philosophy? Philosophy means your way of looking at life, a different way of looking. So that's called philosophy. Okay, different way of taking things. So new ideas, new philosophy, new institutions. Okay, they started getting more and more popularity. People started liking them. The old ideas, old culture, old tradition. Okay, people started disliking. There was not, yes, it's not that it completely went off from 17th century, but it started losing its support. People's, okay, they started getting more attracted towards this the different ideas which was emerging then. Now, as the changes occurred, definitely the way people looked at the society, the way people viewed at the society, even those things got changed. Now, like for example, mm, you look at our society. All right, even our society, if you compare our present society with, say, the society which was there at the time of your grandparents, you'll find change, right? Hardly how many years it had been, say 50, 60 years ago, correct? Or say 70 years ago. So just within a span of 70 years, 60 years, you see our society has the way our mindset, okay, the type of people, or even in our food habits, our what do you call, culture, tradition, there are so many changes. Likewise, even in Europe, the same thing took place. So the new change which emerged in Europe in the 17th century, people started liking it, and as per those changes, people's view, okay, towards the world, okay, their mindset, that also changed. Excuse me. Yeah. So where am I? Yes, this changes. Now, this changes inspired the people that, for trying something new, for trying something different. And in fact, the technologies of production of anything, be it production of cloth, be it a machine or whatever, even those things, okay, people started trying because something new. Earlier, production was mainly done what? Handicraft production, small scale industries at home with the use of some basic tools and instruments. But now people started, uh, you can say, experimenting. They were just experimenting those new machines, new technologies which was coming up then, and they started liking it. In fact, people during 17th century, they also started going to different places, all right, trying to know about the different areas, different land, different culture, different society, all right. And also, if there is something, say for example resources which can be useful for them, so that their intention was so that they can grab those resources from different areas. I'm talking about European, okay, Europe people, so that they can grab those resources from different areas and they can bring back to their home and utilize those resources for their own benefit, for their own interests. Now, I'll tell you what this Europe and who you'll come to know. Just hold on. European people, they started going to different places so that in order to, like, they started exploring. Okay, let me go and see what is there. Many a times it happens, right? Even you guys with your friends and all, at times when you go for hanging out and all, some new places, distant places which where you haven't been, at times you it might, you may think that, chalo, let us go and see there. What is there today? Huh? What is this place called? Likewise. So as they came here, they found some resources, some source of raw materials, which they, which it was very helpful, useful for them. So what did they do? They took those for their country way back, for their own domestic industry, the industry which they have in their own places. They took it there, and then they used those raw materials, those resources. And after making use of those raw materials, those resources, whatever product was made, they will take the raw materials from us to their land. With our raw materials, they will make a product, whatever. Say, for example, pencil. They will take the wood from our country, India. They'll make a pencil in, say, where? Britain, or England. And again, now, after making this pencil, it's not that they're making this pencil for their own personal use, no, for selling, for business purpose, so that they can earn money. They will take raw material from us, they will make the pencil out there, manufacture out there, and then they will again bring back the pencil to our place. Not free, of course. That, okay, I took your raw materials, your resources, so thank you so much, take this pencil. No, they will bring this pencil for selling. Means we became a consumer for them, a market for them. All right. I hope you understand. Next, the word modern. Okay, the term modern is actually, it's originally used for the European history. All right, and this term modern, it started, it came into being used after the collapse of this feudal system. Now, what is feudal system? I think I explained you in the last class. Did I? Feudal system. All right. I don't know where is it. Let me tell you once again. It's basically a. Is it? Did I explain? I don't know. All right. Where am I? Yeah, feudal system. It's basically, a king. For example, king will grant you a piece of land, okay, a large area of land, where it's completely yours. You can even give it in a rent for just the peasants, farmers, okay, and you can utilize it for your earning purpose. But in return, when the king needs soldiers for the purpose of war or any such purposes, you will have to help back the king. That's called feudal system. So, when this feudal system started collapsing in Europe, if this collapsing means, it started, like, it was abolished, all right? It was brought to an end. So, when the feudal system was abolished and this industrial revolution started taking place, this is where the word modern, okay, came into use. Clear? Next. Now, if we talk about the world history, if we not the Indian history, not only about our country, the whole globe, world history. Then there were many important events, okay, which are being included in so-called modern period, such as some of the events are mentioned in your text. Please underline the American War of Independence, which took place in the year 1783, the French Revolution, which took place in the year 1789, and also formation of Italy and Germany, including the two world war, that is the first world war and the second one. So all these events are part of the modern world history. All right, next para. Out of all these events, however, the industrial revolution in Europe clearly relates to British rule in India, the most prominent aspect of the modern period in Indian history. Underline the most prominent aspect of the modern period in Indian history. What is that? The industrial revolution. So there were so many revolutions, I mean so many events in modern history, in modern period, when we talk about the world history, but this is one of the thing, the industrial revolution, which is very much connected with our Indian history. It would be worthwhile, therefore, to touch upon the key features and effects of the industrial revolution that went on to shape the modern Indian history to a large extent as we know it today. Okay, like we talked about the American War of Independence 1783, the French Revolution 1789, formation of Italy and Germany, and the two World War that took place. One was in 1914, right? The First World War, and the other one is in 1939, Second World War. It started out of, and also the Industrial Revolution, which started in this what we call Europe, and the so-called term modern started emerging from there. Okay, or came into being existence. So, out of all these events, which plays a very important role in world history, the event called Industrial Revolution has got a good connection with Indian history. So that is the reason. Let us see some of the main points of Industrial Revolution, which will help us in understanding the present country, India, that we have. How did India develop as a nation? Because we know it, we were just a British colony, but that too for 200 years, and all the relation between these Britishers, why did they come and all? What was the main purpose? Why were they not giving us freedom? Oh, what was their main selfish interest and all? All these things we'll come to know in a better way once we see the main features of this industrial revolution. It's very interesting history. It's quite lengthy, but doesn't matter. Many a times, what happens is that no matter how lengthy a chapter or an answer is, if you find it interesting, it's very easy for you. It becomes very easy, And at times, even an answer of 2 to 3 line, if you are not able to understand, that 2 to 3 line may take our whole day, which may be very much boring, tiresome. I hope you're understanding this portion. So I'm going slow. I'm going word by word, each and every line. All right. It's not that I'll just give you a kind of a short summary of this topic or that topic, and then I'll end up the chapter. No, I'm keep going by each and every word, so that it will help you in your what do you call the next classes in your future days. These are all are connected in your class 9, 10. Yeah. So industrial revolution. Shall we start today? Yeah, we can do one paragraph. Industrial Revolution in Europe was a series of great changes which influenced the growth of the modern European history. These changes were caused by the introduction of new technologies and invention of new mechanical devices in the Europe between the 18th and the 19th century. Underline. First of all, what is Industrial Revolution? It's a series of great change that influenced the growth of modern European history. See the word modern. Now the question is, what causes this change? Underline the next sentence as well. These changes were caused by the introduction of new technologies, invention, new machines, devices, and all which took place in Europe between 18 and 19th century. They increased the quantity as well as the quality of industrial production while reducing the production costs. Manufacturing, agriculture, mining, transport, and technology were some of the key areas that were influenced by this industrial revolution. Underline. Manufacture, agriculture, mining, transport, and technology were some of the key areas that were influenced by the Industrial Revolution. As a result, the social, economic, and cultural lives of different European countries underwent complete transformation. Yes. Alright, let me explain you this. So basically, Industrial Revolution. Do you know what you mean by, first of all, industrial, industry, factory? Revolution. What do you mean by the term revolution? In layman's language, if I explain you, revolution simply means change. Okay, simple as that. Yes, there are some broader meaning as well, but I'm just giving you in a layman's context. Revolution means change. So, industrial revolution, industrial changes. Okay. Now, what do you mean by industrial changes? It means lots of changes which took place in the European society, especially because of the coming up of new technologies, the coming up of new machines, new devices, and all these technologies, machines, devices. This changes, or you can say invention, these discoveries took place between somewhere 18th and 19th century. All right. See, technologies, machines, devices, they really change the life of a people. They change, and when the life of people gets changed, the society changes, the country changes. That's what revolution, change, industrial revolution. Now, for example, say this: the machines that we use in a daily life. Right now, I'm using a machine. Right, I'm using a device to pass this piece of information, the piece of knowledge to you through the I being at my home, sitting at my place, you all at your place. Because of this invention, because of this machine tools, we're able to get connected. So see, our life, how is the life changing? How is the society changing? That's called change, industrial revolution. I hope you're getting it. All right. Now, when machines, what do you call, technologies were introduced, even the quality and quantity of production increased. Now I'll tell you another thing. Say you coming from your home to the school. Hmm? Imagine you're living in 1920s, 30s. No cycle, no car, no scooty, no bike, nothing. You have to come by walk or a bullock cart. How would it be? Imagine. So nice. When will you have to start coming out from your house to reach school? Now, what happens because of this invention, machines, discoveries, car, bike, scooty, cycle, these, that, you reach so soon. Supposing the school starts at 8, you come out by 7:50, within 10 minutes you reach, depending upon the distance. Now the same distance, if you have to cover walking, you'll have to come out at, I think, at least 7. If you're reaching 10 minutes with the help of a vehicle, or with a car, with a bike, with a scooty, for that, without all those machines, if you need to walk and come, at least half an hour before, or say 40 minutes before, you'll have to. So see, so when you wake up when you have to come out from your house half an hour, 30 minutes before, 40 minutes before, that means you'll have to wake up early. Your, what do you call, schedule, the timetable of daily timetable of your day, that will change. Your living, your life habits will change. Your family routine will change, right? So everything, the whole house, the whole society, that's what it's trying to say. So when machines, technologies and all were invented, people's life got changed, and especially the quality of whatever things were produced with the help of machines, the quality of production and the quantity also increased. With the help of machine, we can do faster. Now, for example, yeah, simple example, that sewing machine that we have for stitching cloths. You take a piece of cloth and a needle and a thread and try to stitch it in 1 hour. Maximum, how many cloths can you stitch? 5, 10, 1 hour, because you're doing with your hand. Now the same stitching, the same piece of cloth, you do it with the help of sewing machine. 1 hour. How many? 20 to 30 cloths you'll be able to. So see, faster, more production, more cloths you are able to stitch, right? And also the type of stitch that you will do with the help of machine, that'll be of better quality as compared to the stitch that you will do with your hand. So quality, quantity, both increases. Example, right? Next, manufacturing, agriculture, mining, transport, and technology. These were some of the key areas, which got influenced, which got affected because of industrial revolution. Yes, because manufacturing, agriculture, mining, in all these things, you'll see some of the other equipment, tools, machines, technologies are required. So when new machines, technologies, equipment started coming up, definitely there'll be some effect in them, right? As a result, what happened? This society, okay, the people of Europe, in terms of the society, in terms of economy, money, in terms of culture, their life started changing. And you can say the European countries, they went a complete change. It was a complete different transformation for them. All right, I hope you're understanding industrial revolution. In simple term, I'm explaining you. Okay, I'll end up here today. Okay, that's page number 128, industrial revolution, first paragraph. The remaining we'll discuss in the next class. Read the text. Huh? That's all for the day. Stay at home and study well.